Asuka recently had knee surgery, and it looks that she will be sidelined for the remainder of the year, which is sad news for her and WWE's start of the year. We're hoping Asuka can recover from this new surgery and hope to be back very, very soon, at least for Survivor Series. Sean Ross Sapp spoke about Asuka during a Q&A on Fightful Select. He stated that she isn't expected back for the rest of the year. Not expected back by the end of the year, according to the people in WWE, but anything can happen. Don't know the type of surgery yet. In a title match against NJPW Strong Women's Champion Stephanie Baker, AEW TBS Champion Mercedes Mone attempted to recapture the belt she has long maintained was made for her. The CEO prevailed in the bout to become a double champion, but following her triumph, returning fighter Britt Baker moved the Long Island audience to applaud. Baker demonstrated formidable opposition against the TBS champion. Baker was only able to be stopped when Mone countered his top rope dive with the dropkick. Baker had already dived to the outside onto Mone and repeatedly driven the CEO's head into the mat. After Baker delivered a crushing dragon screw to Mone's knee, the two squared off and almost defended Mone's title. Baker tried to stop Mone from landing the Mone Maker multiple times, but Mone not only executed her finisher, but also turned the horrific faceplant into a crossface to win by submission. The new NJPW Strong Women's and TBS champion from Boston was not well received by the Long Island audience. Their worries were allayed, though, when Pennsylvania's Baker made her much-anticipated comeback and faced down the newly crowned double champion. Mone held up both titles in defiance as the segment came to a close, beckoning Baker to turn around and head back down the tunnel. Following a defeat to Chris Statlander, the TBS champion at the time, in September 2023, Baker suffered a back injury that has kept her out of action. 2 days prior to Forbidden Door, Tony Khan announced that Adam Cole, Jamie Hayter, Kenny Omega, and Baker were among the AEW players who will be making their comebacks from injury during a media call. Dijak makes his first appearance after leaving the WWE, and he's already moving on from the company. Dijak made his debut as a WWE poster last night on Blitzkrieg Pro. During the show, he defeated a wrestler and said he would appear anywhere he pleased. Dijak is expected to draw a lot of interest from both independent promotions and major brands like AEW and TNA. Dijak is an amazing performer, but he never had the chance to showcase his full skill set to the WWE main roster audience. We're proud of him and hope he makes the most of his opportunities to play on the independent circuit. Hulk Hogan, the WWE Hall of Famer, has been observing the current crop of superstars, and he has noticed something about one in particular. Speaking with Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, Hogan stated that he thinks the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is on a different level from him, and that he has impressed him. I believe Cody has put forth a ton of effort to establish a successful niche for himself. I believe that he is right where he is supposed to be. He is quite systematic, cool, collected, and I believe he has a very long lifespan. I adore his creations. He's performing admirably up there, and from what I've seen, some really good, realistic stuff with him and Seth Rollins, he appears to be headed for greatness. I believe he could elevate the standard for the entire WWE. Once Rhodes put an end to Roman Reigns' historic run at WWE WrestleMania 40, Rhodes has been the undisputed WWE champion. Hogan hopes that WWE stays with him for a long time because he's the kind of performer that also raises others, even though it seems like the promotion is putting him as its top babyface. Not just the American Nightmare has won over the Hulkster among contemporary performers. According to Hogan, WWE Raw talent Braun Breaker possesses an it factor that might propel him to the top of the game in the future, making him a potential Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock. Naturally, only time will tell if Hogan's forecast comes to pass. Wrestler is incensed about Wyatt 6's character breaking. After their incredible Raw debut last week, Mark Henry is outraged with the new WWE stable, Wyatt 6. The gang posed for a photo with a fan at a burger restaurant, which infuriated the former world champion, who expressed his anger on Busted Open Radio. I'm disappointed because of the business, how much money the company spends to invest that product when they're creating this W6. And you go to effing Burger and take a picture with a fan. Listen, I said the number one option is get your food at the drive-thru and drive into the parking lot and eat. Henry went on an extended rant about how disappointed he was with each member of the faction. Henry proceeded to compare the situation to the image of the boogeyman walking through an airport without his gimmick. You're not like that. You never see the boogeyman walking through an airport without a gimmick on. The whole thing never takes it off. Like there's a certain level of professionalism when you play a character or a gimmick. You don't go backward. You went backward. They've only recently begun to establish themselves. This comparison may seem a bit extreme, given that Henry is not a member of the faction who can walk around in public wearing their terrifying masks. Hell, the police would probably be called if they did, and it's 2024. Expect the group to stay in character because most fans are aware of what constitutes and does not constitute kayfabe. It is absurd to expect something 24/7. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with Mark Henry? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We've seen throughout wrestling history that giving wrestlers creative control is never a good idea. And Mercedes Mone, in an interview with TMZ, claimed to have creative control over her AEW booking. I feel like here at AEW, all my dreams and opportunity is just endless. So, of course, being the TBS champion, and this Sunday at Forbidden Door, I'm about to be two-time champion, the TBS champion, and the New Japan Strong champion. So, yes, this little creativity that I have of taking all the belts and going global is beautiful, the star said. You have to watch, yes. I have creative control, but I work with Tony Khan very close. Although some of the biggest names in both WWE and AEW have a great deal of creative influence, they do not have the final say when it comes to creative direction. Traditionally, creative control was reserved for superstars like Hulk Hogan. However, in current wrestling, creative control is practically outdated. Mone is undoubtedly well known, but allowing Khan creative authority is very dangerous. Hopefully, this doesn't turn out badly for the AEW president. Randy Orton contacts a fan who is experiencing despair, or Randy Orton is currently the topic of the wrestling world. But don't worry, it's for a very good reason. A fan who was experiencing depression asked his ex to share some advice that Orton had provided him via a direct message on Facebook X. Depression affects everyone. I had a terrible mental space after being out for 18 months and being told that my career was over for 6 months. You have to find the motivation to start something, stick with it, and become consistent at it. For me, that meant healing, eating well, working out properly, and seeing results. Look for anything that can help you see improvement in whatever it is you're doing, even if it's selfless acts like helping others less fortunate. This is wonderful to see, and the fact that Orton took the time out of his day to reach out to the fan and try and offer him some guidance speaks volumes about how much Orton genuinely cares about the fans. Not only does Orton appear to be in excellent physical and mental shape during his in-ring work, but his demeanor in social situations also reflects this. Some people refer to Orton as the WWE's unofficial locker room leader.